Oh, give it up for Jay McGuinness and Chris Holly! Look at this! Jay, lovely to see you.
And you.
One back in 2015 with Aliona.
That's
I mean,
right.
what a series it's been this year.
A wild series. And actually, that semi-final, to me, felt like a final.
I was watching it going, does someone have to go?
Right.
It was just so good, wasn't it?
And it was intense, because every single one of them, I thought, oh, you're really putting in so much and you have so much talent. And then I just thought, this is the final, surely.
No, absolutely. I mean, it did feel like a final, and it was just gutting that Reese and Nancy had to go. But that is the competition, and we are moving into the final now, Chris. Lovely to see you, by the way.
Back.
Always a pleasure to have you. You remember what it's like going into finale week. I mean, it's press conferences, it's interviews, it's rehearsals, it's this, it's that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be feeling the pressure, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I remember because of injuries and all that, there were only 2 of us in our final, so we had to do 4 dances. And I remember the very first day with the Monday, they said, "Oh, don't worry, we're going to Wembley to film the opening titles." And we spent all day at Wembley filming, you know, little walk-ins, walk-outs.
VTs.
Yeah.
VTs. And it was like,
B-roll!
do you think there's any chance of us doing any dancing today? And we didn't dance all day, and it was just a mad scramble. It was interesting listening to the other dancers saying how the professional's more nervous than the celebrity, because they've got everything to think about. I mean, Ola just never slept, I don't think, for probably the last 3 weeks. And then you end up going, it's going to be all right.
It'll be fine.
If I'm in charge, we really are in trouble here.
But that is it. Well, look, we have got some amazing finalists.
Oh, yeah.
We really, really have. Let's talk about them. First up, let's talk about Rose and Gio. They are the earliest couple, Chris, in Strictly history to get a 40. What have you been making of this pairing?
Well, I always say it's not one individual that wins Strictly, it's the pairing.
Absolutely.
And I have to say, I mean, they're all fantastic couples, but these 2, there's something very special about them. The way they look at each other, you know, the chemistry when they move, they seem to just sense where the other person is. There's something very unique. And look, the way their journey has gone, they just seem to get better and better. But I just love the way they look at each other, laugh with each other, and they seem to enjoy every second.
They're such a great pairing. And Jay, I mean, you yourself as a musician, these guys are going to be doing their couple's choice again. When that music went off, I mean, that was a moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was pretty electrifying. I think seeing or not hearing anything in that moment just invited you into a world that you know, you would never be aware of. And then to, in those parameters, see there's joy in there, there's beauty in there, there's connection in there. It's just a different way of experiencing the world. It was so moving. I loved it.
It was beautiful. It really was. I can't wait to see it again,
Same.
to be perfectly honest. Let's talk about AJ and Kai. They're going to be doing the Charleston as their favourite dance. Chris, I know someone else who did a Charleston in the final.
Oh, don't you say Charleston? And suddenly the body starts going. Yeah, so, I mean, I did the very first ever Charleston in Strictly history.
Wow.
Wasn't very well marked. But anyway, and then but it didn't matter. We always wanted to do it in the final. And we got 5 10s.
Fine.
We threw in an extra judge just for a bonus.
Just for the lols.
Yeah. So we had 5... the great thing about that dance, although I'm looking at all their dances, it's energy, it's in a final, and it gets everybody out of there.
But they served a Charleston, didn't they?
Oh, I mean, look, there's a Charleston, and then there's the Charleston.
I mean, the AJ and Kai Charleston.
I mean, that is absolutely awesome, and I loved every second of that. What I don't want is anybody to show my one after that one. Thank you very much.
Oh, we've actually got a compilation.
No,
we haven't. We're not. Jay, I mean, we've got to say props. We normally focus on the celebs quite a lot, but, I mean, Kai, this is his first year on the show.
Yeah.
He's a Strictly Come Dancing finalist now with AJ. Their partnership, I've said this about all of them, but their partnership is that.
Yeah.
They just clicked from the day that they met. They work together, and they are so great together. What are you making of them?
Yeah, I love it. And they've clearly got that sort of... They can bring that romantic element.
Yeah.
And when I look at it, I think of, like, you know, their rumba, it was quite 80s. But all those 80s movies that were like Whitney Houston, Kevin Costner, Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, where, like, the man's the man and then the beautiful woman is just so romantic, and they have that. Like, when I look at them, I'm like, go on, lad, and she just looks perfect.
Go on, lad.
Nothing wrong with the 80s, by the way.
Oh, no,
Some
no.
of us lived it.
I wouldn't know, but
Yeah, exactly.
But let's move on to John and Jojo. We've just spoke to them. They're going to be doing that Pirates of the Caribbean Paso yet again. You got a 39 for your Paso. in the final, didn't you?
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it how we remind you of what you got.
It's all a blur.
They got a 39 first time round.
Yeah.
Do you think they could make this a 40?
Absolutely. I think they already are in a strong ground there because he looked like a complete pro to me.
Majorly.
When you hear people say that, I just think, you know, you're not trying to disrespect the pros.
No, not at all.
But
I think that's a compliment to the pro.
He's so calm. Like he's dancing it in his own way, and those two boys can unify, but also dance quite differently. And I think he just looks so cool and strong, even though he's dressed absolutely bonkersly. You know.
I want that wig back as well, John. Chris, they were in the bottom at the weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, is that going to fuel them to walk into this final and go, right, we're smashing this now?
Look, I think it's all such a blur this last week. I don't know whether you remember any of it. You're just trying to go, right, what dance is it now? And you learn that one. OK, and what's it next? So you don't actually have time to reflect on anything. And I know they've had a bit of a bad time and they've thought about, you know, some of the public reaction. And I think they've just done an incredible job. That Paso Doble there really was the announcement, I've arrived.
Yeah.
We're serious contenders. Yeah, exactly.
Boys, it's been so lovely seeing you and hearing your words of wisdom. Shows why you guys should be on this winners panel. Give it up for Jay and Chris, everyone. Jay, I know you're going to be back tomorrow because you and the boys are performing tomorrow.
Bringing all the boys.
What are we singing?
We're going to sing a Christmas song.
Oh, leave it out.
Shall I tell you what it is?
Yeah, go on.
Stay Another Day by East 17.
No, I'm not here. And I'm not here.
Are you not?
No, it's Janette's night.
More fool you.
I'm fuming. I've got my white fur coat and everything. Fine. Listen, have a great night tomorrow night, Chris.
Thank you.
Good to see you, mate. Now, listen, over the past 12 weeks, we put our pros to the test in hula hooping. We did that. We did spaghetti and marshmallow tower making, ping pong potting, painting. But it was only right to bring out the big guns for their ultimate tests. It's yo-yo time.
Oh.
I can't, no. It's like...
Welcome to Strictly Pro Down, where some of our professional dancers go head-to-head